Hey guys, Eric here with driverlineup.com, world's okayest steering wheel holder. The trucking industry has tried to beat us down today. They're not the industry. I call it go truck yourself. It tries to pull off this go truck yourself situation with us drivers. And it's been at war with Jenna and I all for the last 24 hours. But so far we're winning. I thought we were gonna get our butts handed to us, but we're winning. So yesterday, you guys know we dropped off that load. Well, if you watch our previous videos, you know we dropped off that load in Maine. It was a meat load that we were dropping off at a small little grocery distributor. And I thought this thing was going like really amazing. Like I was kind of really blown away by it. Because we were there 2 hours early for our appointment time. And then so they gave us a door within 5 minutes, like from the guard check, they gave us a door. Then they immediately started unloading. It took them like 15 minutes to unload. And then we got the link to make the lumper payment like 10 minutes after that. So within 30 minutes, we were at the door, we were unloaded, and we had already paid for our lumper fee, which is like $300 or something. So we'd already taken care of all that within 30 minutes. And we got there 2 hours early. So go inside, say, you know, we paid for this, get the receipt and everything. And they say, we should have your paperwork done here in a few minutes. So I'm thinking, okay, well, with that being the case, because this went so fast, and because they had, you know, like we'd been unloaded, we paid the lumper, they're telling us it's gonna be just a few minutes to get our paperwork, that I can go ahead and call dispatch and get our PTA changed so that I can get into load choice and see what's available. So I didn't call dispatch, sent them a message, said, hey, you know, this is going really fast. They're telling us our paperwork's going to be here in a few minutes. Go ahead and change our PTA so that I can get into load choice, because you can't request it until 2 hours before your PTA. So I pull up load choice. Sure enough, there's like 4 loads that are ice cream loads out of Vermont. Not great paying, going to Henderson, Nevada. Don't want those. Don't like those. I've done my time with those. I don't want to do them anymore. So if I have to do them to get out of Northeast, I'll do them. But if I have a choice, I ain't doing it. Then there were 2 other loads that had like 400 miles of Deadhead out of Maine. I can't really talk to you about the nature of those loads. It's just those kinds of loads, you know what I mean? You guys know what I'm saying. Can't give specifics, but they were pretty good paying loads, had a lot of Deadhead. One of them was a little tight, so I opted for the later one, which was picking up at 6 p.m., 1800. Opted for that one because we were about to get our paperwork and we would have had plenty of time. So I accept that load. I'm like, great, we're getting out of Maine, headed over to New York State, Deadhead 400 miles, pick up this load tonight, head down to where it's going, and we would have escaped New England unscathed with good pay, not having to run ice cream, not having to run french fries, right? Then Capstone strikes, and somehow takes like 3 freaking hours to count 660 large cases. These are big cases of all the same product. How the hell can you take 3 hours to count 660 cases that are big cases, all of the same product? Makes no freaking sense. But they did. We were supposed to have our paperwork in a few minutes. Took them 3 hours. So I had already accepted this load, right? Which we would have had about a 3-hour buffer to get to in time. But Capstone ate up that whole 3 hours. So now we're in a situation where, like, crap, you know, this is all of a sudden getting ugly. So I was like, Jenna, you gotta, you know, be safe and legal, of course, but do 65 the whole way there, right? Because now we're up against failure of service. So Jenna's hauling butt across there. She stopped for fuel. I went to bed, but I did wake up to help sweep out the trailer when she stopped for a break and get fuel. So we got the trailer cleaned up. It wasn't too dirty, but we got it cleaned up. I kind of messed up on the trailer. My broom was wet because it was raining so much. So the trailer wasn't that bad until I got back there with a broom, and then all of a sudden, you know, I'm like wiping these big muddy looking spots across the trailer floor, which made it more difficult. So anyway, that was fun. So we haul ass to this shipper and get there like with 3 minutes to spare. I was sure we were gonna get our first failure service. We've never ever been late. We have perfect PTC record with Prime, and I was sure we were gonna be late, and we weren't late. We like just a couple minutes, you know, saved by the bell, only to find out that we're gonna be sitting there for hours and hours and hours, to then find out that they're gonna cancel our load along with another Prime truck that was there. So they canceled our load, which to me was like, crap, this is our first load of the week, and cancellation pay doesn't always work. It actually rarely works in your favor. In fact, it's usually right about what breakdown pay is. Well, I figured we were gonna get screwed because we had deadheaded 400 miles. So if they're gonna try to give us, you know, $250, $300 for cancellation, and we drove 400 miles, well, we're getting totally boned. And we're a team truck, you know, so that amount of money for a day, when we typically try to do $800 to $1,000 a day, was just crap. So there wasn't anything else to run and pick up, so we just went to sleep. Well, this morning, I get up, I open up load choice, and there's only two loads. One really crappy, heavy beer load, give me like $600 and something to go 500 miles, and the exact same load that canceled on me the night before at the same shipper. So I figured, well, let's just go ahead and risk it. It's a good paying load. I accept that load. I then go and tell them, hey, can I drop this trailer so we can go to Walmart, get something to eat? I don't really want to stay at a shipper without bathrooms for 24 hours. So he said, yeah, it's fine. So we come down here, and my fleet manager calls me. And you gotta know, if you guys have Chris Martin, you know he has like a dry sense of humor. He's actually really funny, but he just does it in a very dry way. It's actually hilarious. I love it. He calls me, and because I told him, I was like, please don't let anyone come gank my empty trailer. I'm leaving it there because this has happened to me before. So like, keep it in the system attached to my truck. Don't let anyone gank my trailer. It's not up for grabs. I got dibs on it. So he calls me, and he's kind of like, you want the bad news or good news first? Give me bad news. Yeah, you're only going to get the cancellation pay, you know. You won't get the mileage. And I'm like, yeah, I kind of figured. He goes, but the good news is, this just so happens to be the highest paying cancellation fee customer in the Prime network. I'm like, oh, do tell. He says, yeah, you're gonna get $1,400 for sleeping at the shipper last night. They paid $1,400 for cancellation of a load. So now so he's happy because, you know, he gets a piece of that. The fleet gets a piece of that. I obviously get $1,400. Prime's happy because they're getting a big piece of that. And so then I excitedly told him, well, when I went and talked to the lady in shipping this morning, she said, look, I'm just gonna be honest with you, this load may cancel tonight. So my fleet manager is like, hey, you know, just keep accepting that load all week, right? If they cancel it. So I don't know, we may make bank just to sit here all week, because it's $1,400 a night just to sleep and wait and see if this load goes. That'd be amazing, guys. So, which, you know, it's sad that I feel like that's like major, because shippers should pay a lot of money. They should. Like, we drove 400 miles. We busted ass. We like cleaned our own trailer, you know? We're a team truck. Like, we need a lot of revenue. We busted ass to get up there. And in so many cases, they'll cancel a load and give you like a couple $100. You know, it ends up being like $6 or $7 an hour in pay. So I'm not saying every shipper should pay $1,400. I'm just saying it's sad that I feel so giddy that we're actually being properly and well compensated for having a load canceled on us, because that should always be the case. We should always feel well compensated when we go through all the work of hauling butt to get somewhere, spending money and fuel and wash out and time and all that, and then we get somewhere and then they just cancel a load like it's no big deal and it only costs them a couple $100. You know, there's no consequences for it. So it's really neat to have it work out to where it actually is, where we're actually compensated for their mistake. You know, not our mistake. We didn't have anything to do with it. It's their mistake. So anyway, the trucking industry tried to say go truck yourself to us yesterday morning, and so far we're winning this one. We don't win them all, certainly don't win them all, but we're winning this one. So yeah guys, we almost had a failure service, ended up being a cancellation with a great payday attached to it. So if they want to cancel on tonight, hey, we're getting good sleep over here, doing some shopping, catching up on some stuff. So it's working out for us so far. So I'll update you guys again. Like I said, I can't give you particulars on this load. It's just one of those kinds of loads. Can't give you details on the who, what, when, where until after the fact. I'll give you some details then, but I will let you know if this happens again tonight, because it's pretty freaking amazing. $1,400 to sleep. It's amazing. All right guys, be safe, make good decisions, drive to thrive. Check in with you soon.